Hello YouTube and people. I've been trying to make a new video for a while, and I now have good internet where I can just upload it. It's not such a grind. So, I have been, this is more like a Skylander related thing, but also it kind of helps the camera get the right kind of contrast going. Anyway, I'm going to talk about my Skylanders here. You know, I've been picking them up, and I love them. Like this one, oh my god, I love her design. But there's something going on with the quality control, and I'm not sure who's doing it, where the problem is, but there is something kind of going on. First of all, as far as I know, there's no reason for her to have, like, you kind of see how it, like, up here on top is darker than down here at her mouth. Well, I don't think that's supposed to be there, and yet it's in every figure, so I don't know what's going on there. Kind of annoying. And it's like, alright, all the graphics of her look, you know, super cute, really clever, whatnot. But the design, but the figures, I went through, like, this was the best looking of all the ones I found at my Toys R Us. They had like 4 or 5, and I'm like, this is messed up. Like, they had the teeth markings, which you can't really see. These are pretty right. I think they're a little off. And I'm starting to wonder, like, what is going on? I mean, they're usually a lot better about their paint decals. I mean, the texture of her skin tone is just, you know, rough. You know, it's not clean. It's very, you know, if you turn it just a little, you might be able to notice that you see kind of an overflow scratch. And it's like, okay, what's going on? And the reality is, I don't think they're doing a very good job as of late. And I'm not sure what it is. But I'm kind of getting a little worried that this might be the end of Skylanders, because, ooh, doggy, this is kind of like, this is a quality control, and quality control kind of messes things up. Not to mention they have the big problem where they have people, like, the whole thing about people not finding chaos traps. Now, that really isn't the company's fault, but it's something that they need to really address. Like, hey, you know, and the word is basically scalpers. And what they're doing isn't illegal, and that's the whole problem. It should be. Because it shouldn't be hard to find figures such as, let's see, Spotlight. Which, as soon as I set her down on there, the camera is adjusting differently. Now, Spotlight, I gotta say, I love her, except for the fact she's hard to keep, you know, in one piece. She's very weak. And, again, there's something going on with the quality. Now, this one, the paint decals, not an issue. And, of course, there's what? It's mainly just black, a little bit of super white, you know, something clear white instead of the sparkly stuff that she is, and some gold. So it's like 3 paint decals. And the design works. So I'm not complaining about it. I'm just kind of like, alright. You know, and they didn't really think through on, I guess, some of this. Like, I think they're using too weak a plastic, because this little thing, tough or whatever they're called, keeps getting bent in a weird way. So, but that's cool. And then, you know, and this isn't me going on, but there is some stuff going on with quality here. Like this guy. Freaking love the paint job. I mean, just how it reflects light, how it captures it. It stays dark, but it's like really shining. Guy's creepy looking. And, you know, his base looks like chocolate pudding. But here's something that mine started doing, and not a big issue, but he's basically barely on. I think his, like, his back left paw is the only thing that's secure. Everything else, you see he's coming off. I mean, personally, I think it's kind of cool to know how it works, but these are quality control issues that aren't too good to deal with. And by the way, though, the paint job on this thing is spectacular, but again, it's super simple. We got white, metallic blue, the metallic black, and probably some black. And then, the base, which is mostly color. So, that's kind of cool. Now, I think they're doing a better job when they stop relying on the paint job so much. Because, this one, I love it. But, when I look at it, if let's say, looking at her back fins here, you kind of see paint job's really kind of iffy. It's barely on there, and I know that's not intentional. Again, though, what does it for me is the sculpt of this is ridiculously cool. Not to mention, she looks really playful, and then, when you actually get her in the game, she, dances, throughout the movements, and, at least in the 3DS, I haven't tried it on the console yet, but she just dances around and stuff, and I'm like, man, what is up with all these musical Skylanders? And it's not like I'm complaining, it's more, where have they been? Why are we now getting some, dancing? I'm gonna do a picture, and I'm gonna just do some crazy Skylander picture with a bunch of these guys doing different musical parts in a band or something, and this one is getting in the band. I think I'm gonna make her the mix master or something, I don't know, but it's so cool, in the game she floats around and nothing. So, but, her paint decal is, it doesn't really hurt her much because most of her important decals are, you guessed it, pretty, they're not, she's not dependent that much on it. So I'm just wondering what the deal is with that. I wish they would, do it. But the design, and this is what I love about Skylanders, is awesome. Also, when I was playing with her, I haven't actually leveled her up or anything, so I still need to do that. I noticed something. She's basically a My Little Pony. She's a seahorse, so I think that's what they were going for. I don't mind My Little Pony. I don't watch it because it's not something I can watch easily, and two, if I don't want to work very hard on it, because if I do, people start looking at you funny. And I met way too many really creepy bronies. I mean, seriously, way too many creepy bronies. So, but there are a lot of things that I'm starting to wonder about them, like Nightlight here. I want to like this guy. I mean, what they did right in this. One, the wings. Oh my god, these wings are spectacular. The detail is so good. Just so good. And in the game it looks really nice. His sword is really cool looking. I have to admit, his sword's awesome. It's just about right when you get to the helmet, and then his overall design, mainly it's right here. He basically looks like Angemon from Digimon with a bird helmet for some reason. I don't know why he has the helmet. I don't know why he would need the helmet, but he's got a bird helmet. This is a well executed but kind of a weak design. I'm just saying straight out, it's pretty weak. There's nothing wrong with his gameplay. It's just he looks really off. Now, he's kind of one, I wish there was another light trap master, because I'd rather there be use a different one, because he's just kind of But, speaking, now the dark element one, oh my god, this thing is gorgeous. Nightmare is just ridiculously well designed. She's got the thing, and again, another band member in there. We have Charming Cobra, and Head Rush will be the singer, and the picture's coming together. I just have to do it. And she's a horn player. Head Rush is Charming Cobra is a horn player. Just I had to go through and just figure it out, but and start getting the composition done. But oh my god, she deserves. This is just coming together way too easily. But her design is awesome. Her in game, she looks really neat. I'm a little confused, what color she's supposed to be, because they're using this nondescript black sparkly paint. And I love it, but man, oh man, is it hard to figure out anything. But again, they're not relying much on decals. They're kind of shifting it up every once in a while, but for the most part, they're being very minimal on their paint decals. Which begs the question, what's going down here? I mean, I like what they do, and I have, like, there's some figures that really do lend themselves very well to being like, when they do kind of the simple coloring and stuff, I'm okay with it. When they do like the clear plastic variants, I got one and I really, I'm like, I like it. Now, the worst solid variant they ever did is simply the glow-in-the-darks. They just look unfinished. So everyone I have finished on them. It's on like coloring and stuff. Because I just don't like how they looked. They look kind of like they're just bland. It's an unpainted model. The other ones were obviously something. So, Activision, if you're watching this, hey, I'm just talking about what I think, and I love your product, and it's kind of funny. It's in some ways, if there wasn't the figures, this game would be the worst culprit on DLC. It would be the worst, but you found a way to basically, we have something that's worthwhile here. I mean, this is it. This is something tangible, and that's one of the things that I think our day and age is getting to the point of losing, is we're not getting something tangible much anymore. We don't have tangible characters. We don't have, we go out and get a game, and I mean, for one, I think, this is incredible. I love it. You can do all this leveling up on your characters, and they work in the next game. I mean, that's everything that's amazing. But some of that logic you're using for Skylanders should go into some of your other games, like your first-person shooters. I don't want to get into them. I don't want to play them. Unless you get into start playing them and trying to do it. I have no desire to, partly because it's a lot of money, and I don't get to do anything. So I'm just making this proposal, and if it's done, I don't take credit for it per se. I might like a shout out. It'd be awesome, but what I would like to see is, rather than having people have to buy a game every year for a new game, rather than having to buy a full drop an extra $60, what they really should do, or what you should do, as if I'm talking directly to Activision here, is take those Call of Duty games and stuff, and make it where make it kind of similar, where you can use your old disc, buy the new stuff, so in order to add to your collection, your maps, and make it where Call of Duty is more of a for each system you buy. For each system, you have to buy at least one $60 Call of Duty game. But because of the age we're in, since we get all the online distribution, every time a new Call of Duty comes out, there's basically the $60 disc is the starter, and then like $20, maybe $30, I don't know, online packs or something are come out, and hey, you buy this and you basically add everything that's new in the new game to your system. It's an idea. It would save gamers. It would take one of the biggest complaints and downfalls of the game series and turn it around where it's not really a downfall. It's more of a, it's something more useful. So anyway, that's just my thoughts, and I hope they're going to get better quality control, and I do hope they listen to my idea. So I'm signing off before it hits 15. Peace, love, and peanut butter.